Hey there, it's Mark from Men Who Bullet. Thanks so much for checking out today's video where we're going to be taking an overview look at the Baronfig Do Work Journal. I love this journal a lot. It's a guided journal, so it's not blank inside. It's actually already pre-filled for you, and that's why I wanted to share it with you today. Because if you're not into the bullet journal method or using a blank notebook and setting it up yourself, Baronfig has awesome guided notebooks that you can use, and they all have very specific needs. As an example, the Do Work Journal we're taking a look at today is all focused on work projects and productivity. As we're going through this notebook, if at any point you're like, this is the one for me, I'll go ahead and link a direct link to it in the descriptions below. Also know that if you're interested, I am an affiliate with Baronfig, and you can use my affiliate discount code, MENWHOBULLET, and that'll get you 10% off either this Do Work Journal or any of the other products that Baronfig has. I'm also addicted to their stationery collection as well. They've got some awesome desktop stationery, some of my other favorite stuff, sticky doc grids. I mean, it's amazing. I love it, but that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about the Do Work, so let's go ahead and get into it right now. This is the Do Work Journal from Baronfig. This is one of the Confident Guided editions that they have as a part of their overall collection. We actually reviewed the Clear Habit Journal a number of weeks ago, which you can check up here after this video if you want to. But they have some really awesome ones like the Blue Meditation Journal. They also came out with a Deploy Code Journal as well. But this is the one we're talking about today, the Do Work Journal. $24, baronfig.com. You can use my discount code if you're interested, MENWHOBULLET, to get 10% off of that. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the features that are a part of this notebook. Overall, the entire notebook is focused on work. The way that this journal works is that it's a 3-part system, and this is going to help you tackle those really big projects and then all of the small tasks that come along with that. You can also plan for the quarter, you can plan for the week, and also the day with objectives every step along the way. The daily journal itself opens flat. We've got quality lasting pages and the smart dimensions, which are a part of this flagship size, which are the 5.4 inches by 7.7 inches, 224 pages in focus blue. We pop it open. We have our sheet on the inside. Let's get to work. I say this all the time about Baronfig. They just have good design. As a designer myself, I can appreciate good design, so I always love seeing their notebooks. We've got a really cool focus blue color here with Do in the bottom left-hand corner. It is a fabric cover here, so as you can see, as I've been using it throughout time, it can get a little bit of yucky stuff on it, but this is just part of throwing this inside of your notebook or put it on your desk or wherever it's going. If you're interested in ever getting any type of covers, Baronfig does have different covers that you can get where those notebooks can fit right inside. I think for someone that uses this for work, this is great because you can pop your journal right inside, a space for your pen, notes, and anything else that you might need that's a part of this too. I'll link this in the descriptions below so you can check it out. Let's go and pop open the notebook. So we continue along with this really cool blue and also the graphic treatment across here since this is for work. There is one page marker that's a part of this. If you're using this journal, this is a great place just to keep your place where you are within your weeks and then shut everything up and continue along and find out where you are when you're opening it back up. Once we open up this page, you'll see the quick start guide. This is super helpful to help you understand everything that you're going to see inside of this notebook. Because as you're flipping through, we've got indicators and icons on the edges here on the left and the right hand side. So knowing what all of those stand for is going to be really important. So the overall method, and this is how you're getting your stuff done, is you have your overall milestones, your goals, and then those specific tasks. So as we're going through this notebook, you'll see each one of these being used. You've got the star, which indicates the milestone, the rounded square for goals, and then the circle for the tasks. And then it breaks it down. What does that mean exactly? You also have quarterly milestones, and this is your high-level planning that's going to be going on. And what it's going to ask you to do is develop 3 milestones for your quarter and the top-level goals to achieve them. So we're going to start using these in conjunction with each other here. So in this example here, the big milestone is refreshing your brand, and then the top-level goals that you'll see here are updating your logo and updating your website. Now, as you go through on the day-to-day, you'll start to see that these start to carry over, because each one of these high-level goals has tasks that are underneath of that. So here's your example of refreshing the homepage as a part of your website. And what are the 2 things that you need to do for that weekly goal? Research other brands' homepages and get some sketches together. And then you're going to break those down into your daily tasks, all of these connected to each other to achieve your overarching quarterly milestone. Research other brand homepages, get suggestions from teams, create some sketches, and then also scheduling the review with Mark. Hey, I didn't know my name was in here. Also, if you're a person that needs to track your hours at work, there is room over here for you to be able to jot that down as well. I just absolutely love the way this all starts to come together. There's other icons that are a part of this. I'm not going to go in super deep, but I do just want to briefly go over them just so you can get a full feel for everything that's included in this notebook. We talked about the objectives that already exist here, so milestone goals and tasks. There's also ones in here for achievements. You also have wins, so things you can help celebrate throughout your weeks or throughout your quarters, progress on those projects, location in case you're remote or if you're at home or at work, wherever you need to be, and overall your satisfaction. Evaluate how you're feeling on this quarter or this week or this day, and also a great way to include those just so you can check back and see how everything went. Also on these pages, you'll see that the index is included along with your pages. So unlike other notebooks where an index is all the way in the beginning, you can actually track your pages in this on that quarterly, monthly, and daily basis as you go through. And there's also room for references as you're going into your book. So here's the work log. I actually used this for a few weeks as I went through because I wanted to get a good feeling for how everything was going to go. And if I'm going to give you a review of this, I have to be able to have used it myself and really give you that honest opinion. Now, I will tell you up front that I didn't utilize any of these edges very often as we went through here. I was really focused in on the overall goals. So this quarter took place from April until June. And in this case, I was working on 2 overarching projects. One was an Insights Day 2 page I was working through. My goals for that were to research analysis, brainstorm some design concepts, and also have testing done. And on top of that, we were working on AEM components. So my individual goals here was going to be to inventory those, identify any improvements, and document those for development. As you go through here, each month also has a highlight section here. So April, May, and June, you just write the month next to these. I was able to come back here and talk about the highlights that I had that were a part of that. Then when we flip the page here, we're going to go into our week overview. This is everything that I want to try to accomplish within that week. And they should all tie back to the milestones that you're setting over here as well, and those tasks that are a part of that. I had 3 main things that I wanted to pay attention to within this week, so I put them all here. This really helps you zone in and really focus in on what you need to accomplish within that week. And there were a handful of miscellaneous things that came here as well that I popped over in the miscellaneous section. Similar to the monthly overview with the quarter, there's also a daily overview as well. So if you want to write down any notes or how you're feeling or anything that's going on, you can do that over here on this page. Then once you get inside of here, you go into your daily overview. And this is where this notebook really starts to fly, because as you go through here, let me move to a page that isn't written all over, you're going to put in your day-to-day. And I loved this for myself personally because it really focused me in on what I was doing that day. So you have space up here for the date. What are you doing today? Here's all your major tasks that you need to accomplish. You have your circles with your stars. These have to do with those top 3 milestones or the tasks for those goals specifically that you're hitting on. And of course, there's always going to be other things that are on your plate as well. But because we identified those quarterly goals and those overarching milestones, you always want to make sure that whatever you're pulling into your day has something to do with these. And that's where you're going to keep that there. We talked about the time log that's over here. So each of those tasks, you can quickly track that here. Over on the right-hand page, this is just great. What time did I start? What time did I finish? Plenty of room over here for notes as things were going on. There are these areas over on the edges of these pages. And like I said, I just didn't really use these a lot, but I could see how they could be important for you as you were going through, especially if you're in different locations and you just wanted to mark where you were for that day, as well as things like tasks achieved and your yield, how much were you doing that day as you went through. So as you can see, every single day I went through here. I did use some of the sides over here as I went through, but I was still trying to figure everything out. But every single day I worked inside of here for that whole week. And I'll tell you, it was an awesome experience. I really, really did enjoy it. Now, what I didn't enjoy about this notebook specifically was the ghosting and even some of the bleed through. I used one of the Baronfig Squire pens, which I absolutely love these pens. They have a wonderful flow to them. They write wonderfully. But the problem that I had in this case is that there was a fair amount of ghosting and bleed through on these pages. For some people, that doesn't bother them. For me, though, I was having a lot of problems with it. I like a nice clean page. Even though I'm not designing my own pages or doing anything else on here, I just like to have that clean slate. Honestly, it's the only critique that I really have about this notebook is the ghosting and some of the bleed through with that pen. So right here, you'll see I just did that real quick jot, and you can see it's already coming through here. Let me grab another pen just to see what it looks like, because I never really did like a pen test with this because I was really just focused on what was happening. So this is the Uniball Signo. So this is a really good pen that I like. And you can see it's not bleeding through, but there's definitely some ghosting. So just something to pay attention to for this notebook if that's something that bothers you. I think if I was using a pencil or maybe a less inky pen, maybe it wouldn't be as big of a deal. But again, something I did notice. What's cool about this notebook is that when you're done with your week, it starts you off right back where you need to begin with, setting your overarching goals, any other tasks that you have, and then highlights for that week. As you flip the pages, then this is where it moves into your daily overview. So you're going to get each one of those days, and then you're going to come up on your week as well. And this pattern here follows you through all the way through here. So each one of these notebooks technically should cover you for an entire quarter. So in this case, it should cover me from April all the way through June. So each book is about 3 months worth of space here. And then it just goes from week to week, day to day, focused on your overarching goals and milestones that you want. Now, once you get to the back of this notebook, you move into your index and your reference. Everything in its place. Over here on the edges, you have the start date. You have your overarching milestones that you have here, along with the page numbers. You can put in extra notes. Any type of important information or reference documentation that you need can go back here. This might be for websites. This might be for project files or anything else. And then the last section back here is just notes. If you're the type of person like me, I take a lot of notes. And sometimes it's not always related to the work that's happening here. So I think this section is great if you have personal things going on or additional notes to pages that you have here. If maybe you ran out of space, you can continue those back here and just reference the page number on the page itself. I hope that you enjoyed the overview of the Do Work Journal from Baronfig. Like I said, there's a lot to love about this journal, very little not to like about it. I just think that as a guided notebook, it is just premium for work. It really does help you figure out the goals you're trying to set for yourself and work through those projects to make sure you're getting all of your tasks done to complete those jobs. It's just, there's so much going on, but in the very best way. I mentioned in the beginning of this video that I do have an affiliate and discount code link for you down in the descriptions below. If you go to their website, baronfig.com, you can use my discount code, which is Men Who Bullet, and that'll get you 10% off anything in their shop. So whether it's a journal, a Squire pen, or some other wonderful stationery for your desk or your office, it's good stuff on there. If you have any more questions about the Do Work Journal, you can ask those down in the comments below. I love answering those and interacting with you there. I also want to remind you real quick that I do have a new email newsletter that you can sign up for. I'm sending out tips and tricks around bullet journal planning and organization, also product reviews inside of there, and general news and updates around this channel and what's happening in the planner space as a whole. And if you sign up today, you'll also get a freebie from me based around tracking. So whether you're interested in learning more about what you can track inside your bullet journal or planning, this resource has ideas as well as a printable that you can insert right into your A5 notebook if you're interested. Thanks again for checking out today's video, and I'll talk to you very soon. Happy planning.